What I'm about to say is very uncomfortable, but this is the truth that most people don't talk about. Now, here's the thing. Men who grew up with a mom who was often naked around the house don't see women the way other men do. Yes, my guys, don't get me wrong when I say growing up with a naked mom. I don't mean her being intentionally naked in front of her kids, but when you are growing up, especially in a homestead where you live with an extended family, whereby you don't have a bigger house to provide that enough, privacy, there are some situations that you can't just stop from happening. Yes, my guys, for instance, when kids are sneaking into their parents' bedroom without knocking, the late night movements, the early movements, when for instance a parent is waking up in the middle of the night to maybe use the bathroom, to maybe get water, there are big chances that a kid might see something that he or she never expected to see. For instance, when you want to change your outfit right after taking a shower, these are some of the situations that you can't just stop from happening. Yes, my guys, so welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to share with you 4 truths about the men who grew up with a naked mom. Now, the first thing about these men is that they become more respectful and they less sexualize women. Yes, my guys, now here's the thing. When a boy is growing up, especially in a homestead where nudity is normal, it is not sexualized, it is not a taboo, it is not something that is being judged, something interesting happens to him. He comes into realization that a woman's body is not a big deal. This is just a normal body on its normal natural state. You see, some men grew up in homes where a woman's body was seen as a taboo. It was considered to be forbidden. It was always hidden. But for these other men who grew up with a naked mom, for them a woman's body is not even a scandal. It is not a taboo. This is not something big deal to them. This is just a normal part of life to them. Yes, my guys, so instead of them growing up to sexualize a woman's body, they normally grow up to understand the female body. Yes, my guys, simply because from their childhood on, they separated the difference between sexuality and nudity. So they just see women as, normal human beings and not sex toys. They don't objectify women sexually. They just see women as normal human beings. There are some men who normally see women as sex toys. When they see a naked woman, they just sexualize that into their minds. Yes, my guys, but there are some men who grew up with a naked mom. These men normally become more respectful and they less sexualize women because they understand a woman's body is just a normal body just like the rest. So yes, my guys, the first truth about men who grew up with a naked mom on my list today is that they are more respectful and they don't sexualize women the way other men do. Number 2, they don't body shame others. Yes, my guys, now this is another fact about the men who grew up with a naked mom. They don't body shame others. Some men grew up in homes where their bodies were being judged, their bodies were being treated like something to be ashamed of, their bodies were always hidden, and as time goes by, as they grow up, they end up carrying all these insecurities to their adulthood. Yes, my guys, this is the reason why some men can't even swim in a public swimming pool. They can't even change their clothes in front of others. They can't even walk shirtless in their own compound because they are stiff, they are nervous, they are insecure of how they look, they are insecure about their own bodies. Yes, my guys, but these other men who were raised on a normal non-sexual nudity, to them a human's body was never a big deal. It was just a normal part of life. So this is why they normally end up walking into adulthood with a different perspective. They won't panic to take their shirts off in front of others. They won't panic to change their clothes in front of others. They will swim in a public swimming pool. They don't overthink about their height, about their scars, about their chest, about their stomach. They are completely comfortable in their own skin simply because they saw skin while growing up. So yes, my guys, the men who grew up with a naked mom don't body shame others. Number three, they prefer natural bodies. Yes, my guys, this is another truth about the men who grew up with a naked mom. They prefer natural bodies over the surgeries. You know, we are living in a modern generation where some men are so obsessed with women who get cosmetical surgeries just to look good, just to fix their insecurities. And this normally, you know, reflect how they grew up. But the other men who grew up in a homestead where nudity was normal, they don't obsess over fake bodies. They don't need exaggeration. They don't need to overdo it. They don't need surgeries to fix their insecurities. They prefer natural bodies over bought bodies. They don't need to chase that perfection, because while they were growing up, they saw real skin, they saw real bodies. So their brain understands that normal is natural. They value women who are comfortable in their own skin. So this makes it another truth about the men who grew up with a naked mom. They always prefer natural bodies over the bought bodies. Number four, they always become the naked mom. Yes, my guys. Now this is another truth about the men who grew up with a naked mom. They normally become the naked mom. Now this is to mean that they always become fearless. Just like I said earlier, they won't panic to change their clothes in front of others. They won't scared to swim in a public swimming pool. They won't get nervous. They won't overthink about their insecurities. They won't overthink about their bodies. They will completely be normal. They will understand that a human's body is just a natural body on its natural state. So yes, my guys, these are the four truths about men who grew up with a naked mom. So let us know, when you were growing up, what was the experience in your homestead? Let us know down in the comment. And this is the end of our today's video. So if you really like this video, don't forget to give it a subscription button, and don't forget to turn on that notification bell so that you can get notified anytime I upload a video. So see you next time in the next one.